What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As promised, we were going to do some more footage with Eric Sim, King of JUCO, obviously doing amazing things for the game of baseball. I wanted to sit down with him and just ask him a few questions regarding baseball. And obviously you've got quite a bit of time in the game professionally,
yep.
Even in college, and then played with the Giants
right.
for a number of years. Can you just kind of tell us about your experience coming up through the system and playing minor league ball?
Yeah, in the minor leagues, again, it's called a grind for a reason. I got drafted in 2010. And then I was basically A-ball for 3 or 4 years. I played a total of 6 years with the Giants, and I also played a little bit of indie ball as well. And then I hung on my cleats when I was 27. So yeah, man, that's basically my career. I went up and down, a lot of traveling, a lot of not getting paid a whole lot and try to survive. And then, of course, Aaron's going through it as we speak. And then I respect that, honestly, because it's not easy. And to a lot of guys that are in the game right now, trying to survive. Mm-hmm. And the only thing what I can say was, advice would be just survive. You know, like just find a way to survive. Find a way to survive another year if you can. You know, and I know it's hard. And I did the same thing too. I worked every off season. As soon as I got drafted, you guys gotta understand that when you get drafted, you don't get a whole lot of. Not everyone's just signing bonus babies, right? So it's kind of hard to. You gotta live off of whatever you get. So I was a 27th rounder myself, and then my signing bonus was about $15,000, and then after taxes, and $12,000 or whatever. You can't really live off of that, you know what I'm saying? So that shit was gone in a couple of years. So I had to work every off season, giving lessons and then bartending and stuff like that to survive. And it is what it is. But honestly, experience-wise, I'm glad I went through it because it's an experience I'll never forget. And if anything, it made me stronger. So.
Absolutely, and that's cool you brought that up because so many guys go through it, and not very many guys get the chance to actually climb the ladder and play at the upper levels, and especially the big league level. There's only been so many players to ever play in the big league level.
Right.
I don't know the exact number, but it's not very many.
Yeah, it's like 17,000, I think, like a total ever.
Yeah,
like
total
I'm
ever.
Talking like
In the history of the
years,
game.
like it's incredible.
It's not very. It's a lot less than you would think. So the percentage of getting to that level is very minimal, and it's extremely difficult. So obviously a lot of respect to you for the grind that you've been through, and now still grinding, putting out great content for the younger generation who love the game of baseball, and obviously. Myself as well. We're trying to help you guys get better. Is why we're here.
Yep.
And one thing I want to just clarify real quick for everybody watching, all of your followers, my followers, just people around the world. Just this is one thing that just gets me every time.
Yes.
I get more DMs about this than anything else. Is like, hey, do you play for the A's? I'm like, yes, I play for the Oakland A's organization, but I'm not in the big leagues yet. Oh, so you're not a pro. All right, time out, guys. Like, we got to understand something real quick.
The kids are DGAF these days.
They just don't care. They don't care.
They
just. Okay, so back to the topic. Listen, the moment you leave high school or college or any amateur baseball experience and sign a contract, you are considered a professional.
Right.
I don't care if you're
as long as you get paid to play baseball. Like you're a professional baseball player. But I mean, there's like a fine line though because there's indie ball and like that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a grand scheme of things, like even like indie ball guys, they can call themselves as professional athletes, and they do that, which is fine. But if you're with an affiliate, right? I mean, you are a pro. He's within the. So there's Oakland A's, like umbrella, right? And within umbrella, there's rookie ball, high, low A, double A, triple A, and all those minor league affiliates, right? But he's with Oakland A's. That means he's a professional with Oakland A's. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means. So don't get that confused. Yeah. I know you jabronis, immediately like, oh, you're not a pro. I mean, yeah, yes, you are. He's a pro.
It makes me laugh every time because it's like I've literally been a professional for 8 years now and grinding, and it's like, oh, you're not a pro. You're not a big. Oh, thanks. Thanks. What have I been doing the last 8 years?
Right.
You've been through it too.
Yep.
Anyways. The second you leave high school or college, sign a contract, you are a professional in the game of baseball. Mm-hmm. So let's just get that straight. Stop thinking that these guys aren't professionals. They are. All right? Gosh, man,
that was stuck inside of him for a while. He's like, I need to speak this out.
This truth needs to be spoken, and you guys need to listen because too many of y'all are trying to sell,
and again,
sell
when you
short.
guys do have time, like
Yeah.
do some research, like, and again, there are minor league teams that are at different levels, right? And it's very entertaining. It's entertaining, and it's called a farm system for a reason. Okay, they're trying to develop these guys so they make to the big leagues at one point, And again, Aaron's very, very close right now. He's as close as you can get. You know what I'm saying? You had your first big league spring training camp as well, and that kind of stuff. He's at the verge of it, and which is exciting. For me, guys like me, I never had a chance to even do that. I never had a big league spring training or anything like that. So I respect you for going through all this, because you've done indie ball and all that, right? So you've been through it all.
When I say I've been through it all, I have absolutely been through it all. Came up with the Phillies, 3rd round draft pick as an outfielder. I was a prospect for them for a couple years. And then things tend to change in that aspect. It's a business, so you climb up the ranks really quickly, and then you reach a point in your career where you start to get a little streaky, and then all of a sudden they're asking you to switch to pitching, and it's like, okay,
I've done that myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I was a catcher, and I converted to pitching my last year in Pro Bowl as well.
It was a thing where I wasn't getting to play every day, and as a hitter, it's very tough to find a rhythm if you're not playing every single day.
Yep.
The years I did play every day, I had great years. But having the pitching background was a blessing for me, because I was able to make that switch really quick and climb back up the ranks within a year and a half. Got back up to AA. So now we're here. We're still in big league camp. We break after the game tomorrow. So hopefully this year get a good shot at it, and just keep grinding, having fun. On to the next question for you, Eric. There's a lot of talk about the difference between good players and great players, and I think both of us have been around enough of the greatest players in the game to understand how they go about their business, their mentality in the game, the way they conduct themselves on the field, off the field. What are some of the biggest differences you think between the good players in the big leagues and the greatest players in the big leagues?
And I think you are going to hear most of the same answers too. I think it's consistency, and it's something I never had. And I play with big leaguers currently that are in the league. They are consistently putting up numbers, and their low days are not my low days, if that makes any sense. So when I have low days, I'm down here. Their lower days are here, okay, and they stay right here. Now their high days might not be like 5 for 5 with like 5 jacks. It's not that, but they're very consistent back up here. Guys like me that struggle in the minors, we're like this. We'll have good days, but just bunch of waves, and that's tough to survive in pro ball, because you play so many games, and like you said, it's a grind, and I don't like to use that word lightly, because I hate when some high school jabronis like, oh, I'm grinding. I'm no, the you're not. You're hitting the cage for 30 minutes. That is not a grind, hashtag grind, you know what I'm saying? But absolutely in pro ball you do, though, because I'm telling you, man, I was playing every single day, checking my bank account because I had $500, like literally my checking, that's all I had. And I'm trying to survive off that shit every single year, working off-season jobs, multiple jobs, and that's what you do to survive. And that is grinding, which is, again, at the end of the day, that made me stronger. I'm happy with it. But the reason I think I didn't make it to higher levels was because I wasn't consistent enough. And those great players I played with or played against, and I played against like Aaron Judge or like some big name, Mookie Betts I played against in low A, played against some really, really good players. And those guys hit everywhere where they went. They put up numbers, and they were good, and they're consistent. They're consistently showing up the field, just being good. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be, in my brutally honest opinion, I don't think you have to be special to make to the league. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistently good every single day, and that's way easier said than done, in my opinion, because not many can do that.
Right. You hit the nail on the head right there. Consistency is probably the biggest thing when it comes to the greatest players in baseball. In my humble opinion, I would say the biggest difference between the good players and the great players is their mentality. Like we just talked about, a 162 game season is no easy task for anybody, even for big leaguers, even for the best of the game. It is tough. Every single day you're at the field at 12:30. You don't leave the field till 11:30 at night, and you are doing something from 12:30 until 11:30 that has to do with the game, that has to do with your preparation, that has to do with your recovery, your nutrition. Okay, every single minute of that 11 and a half, 12-hour slot is used. And the greatest players will maximize that time.
Right.
And in doing so, they also have the mentality of every single day I'm going to show up, I'm going to get better, and I'm going to compete today like it's the last game I'm ever going to play.
Right.
You ask some of the best players in baseball what they did every single day to be so great, they'll tell you they played every single game like it was their last. So to be great, you got to leave it all out on the field and have that same mentality every day, that same drive every day. And I think that is some of the biggest separation you'll see between a good player, plays a couple years in the show, whatever, and then the great players who play 12, 15, 20 years in the league. And those are the Hall of Famers.
And I think they correlate too, the mentality and being consistent. They're right there with each other. You can't do one or the other. It's like you got to do. They're together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you brought it up. And also I'm glad you brought up the fact that I do hear this a lot too. Like, oh, you play baseball for a living, pro guys, right? You play 3-hour game, that's it. No,
you play a sport.
When you play professional baseball, man, I don't think people actually understand what you're going through and what I went through. Like, you don't just play a 3-hour game and call it a day. That's not how any of this works, all right?
It's a full-time job.
It's more than a full-time job, man. You're there all day. It's very consuming. It consumes you mentally, physically. Of course, it's a physically demanding job. Everyone knows that. But even mentally, that's why we're talking about mental strength and being consistent. All that stuff matters so much if you're trying to get to the next level, right? So I don't think people quite understand that, understand the actual what it takes for these guys to go through on a daily basis. Like you said, 162 games. It may sound easy to you. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games to show up every single day, ready to go full send. You know what I'm saying? So I really want you guys to understand how incredible these guys actually are in the league right now that are putting up numbers year in and year out. Like, it's just incredible to watch these guys, and it's a privilege. And again, those guys are there for a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's another good point. Just the full-time job that it is, and mentally, physically, the grind that you have to go through, but also socially. People don't think about this a lot, but when you're in a season, you have no life outside of baseball. You may have time to FaceTime your girlfriend, your wife, your family back home once in a great while. You do not have time to go out and get a nice meal with the guys after games. Like I said, you're leaving the field at 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
Nothing is open.
No, except Taco Bell, motherfucker. You just crushed Taco Bell. Happy hour at McDonald's, what you crush.
Fortunately, these days we're getting a little bit better spreads after the games. We're being well taken care of, which is nice. But like I was saying, that you can't go home to your family every night. You go home to a hotel room every single night, and you're on the road half the season. And you're traveling and you're grinding. You have sleepless nights, and you got to wake up and do it all over again the next day. And it is when people say it's a grind, it is a grind and then some. It really is. And my job here today with Sim here is just to kind of portray just the fact that baseball is hard. And especially at the highest level, it's not just a job, it's not just a career, it's your entire life is consumed by the game. And to make it to that level and stay at that level, it has to be. And that's just a simple truth. And I hope that you guys are getting a feel for the information and the facts that we're spitting out at you right now, because so many people, like Eric said, just think, oh, you get to play a sport for a living, that's fun, that's cool, like that, you guys get paid way too much. No, that could not be farther from the truth. The amount of work that we put in, not just during the season either, it's all year round, especially for minor leaguers. Minor leaguers do not get paid during the off season. Okay, the only guys that do get paid during the off season are guys that are on big league contracts. Okay, even guys that make big league minimum for a season, that get up and down, that's only for the season. And then you make nothing during the off season, which is 5 months. Just put all these things into perspective the next time you think about someone who is pursuing professional sport for a living. It is quite simply one of the hardest things to accomplish in a career. So all of my respect to people like yourself who have gone through it, other people around here like Bauer, myself. I'm still grinding every day, trying to make it, just pursue my dream, my passion. And that's what all these guys are doing. Everybody on the field has a passion for the game. And if you don't belong out there. Simply put, if you're there for any other reason than to just love the game and passion for the game, then take it somewhere else, because the game is too great your love of the game should be at the center of it. And I know it is for me. I know it is for you, because I know you love putting out the content for everybody, and just baseball, man. That's what it's about. So I feel blessed to play it for a living, and to continue my career as a pitcher. And I feel blessed to know people like you. We can kind of build up the game and share it with you guys, and help you guys understand just how hard it is really to go out there and perform on a daily basis, and do it for 162 games straight. There's very few off days within that time frame. Think of anything you love to do, like maybe go to the beach for a day. Imagine going to the beach today for 162 days straight. You're going to be cooked. Okay, second day you're going to be fried. You're going to be exhausted. Okay, that's what it's like trying to play professional baseball, and it is one of the hardest sports to play out there.
And again, we're not trying to scare you guys, but what we're trying to show is the reality of it. And then honestly, I'd rather want that as a kid. When I was a kid, like, I want transparency. I want the real. I don't need the sugarcoat bullshit. I mean, you're gonna get real from us, and whatever information you take from us, and is what it is, you know, like whether you like it or not, whatever. I don't really care personally. It's just, again, we're here to show you the real. You know, I'm not here to sugarcoat. Hey, professional baseball, great. Like, no, like, we're gonna show you the real. And even for Aaron too, like, he's gonna show his real lifestyle. To me, that helps the next generation a lot more so than just putting out some bullshit out there, you know.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of my channel, Eric's channel. We want to give you guys an opportunity to understand the game better, and get better, and give you guys a real shot at the game of baseball, because so few people in this world get the chance to do it professionally. So that's why we're here. We just want to help you develop, share information, quality information with you guys, and these are facts. I'm not gonna ever claim to know everything there is to know about baseball, because nobody does. I don't, Eric doesn't. You know, it's such a complex game, you just can't fully understand it. But what we can do is help you guys to the best of our ability, and we will do that. So again, I just want to thank Eric for joining me for this video tonight, and
thanks for having me on.
Just the topics we were able to cover tonight, I think, is good information for us to talk about, for you guys to listen and understand.
Absolutely.
So yeah, obviously Eric Sim is blowing up on YouTube. Go check out his channel.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe. And then obviously, if you're new to my channel, my name's Aaron Brown with the Oakland A's. If you're new here, go ahead and like and subscribe, and any questions you have for me, leave them in the comment section below. More than happy to answer you guys' questions, make videos for you. And then if you want to follow my career as I keep grinding, go ahead and subscribe as well. Here for you guys, kind of show you what it's like. Eric's been through it. I'm going through it, so it's fun for us. You know, this is what we love to do.
Again,
play baseball.
Perfect. Exactly. We love doing it, and we love sharing. We want to be transparent as possible. And again, whatever you guys do with the information is up to you. Okay, so just hopefully, again, just follow his journey along, man. I'm gonna be doing it, so just follow along. And then again, this off season coming up, we're gonna do some more fun stuff together. We just had some tanks, and it was actually unbelievable. He's a two-way guy. I didn't know that. So we're gonna do some more fun stuff in the future. So make sure to follow along. And then yeah, man, we're gonna have some exciting stuff coming up, and it's gonna be fun to watch you do what you do this year.
I appreciate it. It's going to be a fun year. Like I said, it's going to be a grind, but you know, we're going to do it. We're going to. So I hope you guys tag along, and appreciate you watching this video. If you could, give it a thumbs up. Go check out Eric Sim's channel, like and subscribe to him. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel as well. Here for you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate your support. Eric, thank you.
Appreciate you, my guy.
See you next time.
Peace out, boys.
Have a good one.